Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I'm going to give you your two most critical resistance levels above. If we get above, and I'll give you the next level above. If we get above 65,824 and hold as support, I will give you your next point to open a short. If we get above that, it is more than likely that we will go parabolic, because that means we will be crossing this blue ring. And I explained in that previous video why this blue ring is so important. We have never crossed one of these blue rings without getting a pump. So we know if we cross this blue ring, price will go parabolic. That being said, if we do drop below this point, we're still holding right now at the center Bollinger Band on the daily. If we break below that point, I'll give you next support levels below. If you watched the previous video, guys, I went into detail about this chart. I broke it down. I zoomed out, showed you the bigger picture, why this yellow, orange, and red macro trend lines were so important. They go back since the beginning of Bitcoin. I broke down this blue ring and this orange ring, so I do suggest you watch that video. I said it would be very risky. We were down here around 56,400, so it'd be very risky shorting here. There was a lot of support and confluence around this area to go long, around 57K. So if we pushed up and we got a daily open above 59,000 to 59,300, it'd be confirmation we're headed up to this white fib channel line here, where I have it marked off as 65,900. As you can see, that is how it played out. We held support. Your point too long was 57,000. And you can see we got a daily open above this key resistance level, flipped as support, and we pushed up to our macro resistance, 65,755. So that is your current resistance level to pay attention to or to scalp or short from. I will show you your next point to go long and your next resistance level above to pay attention to. Guys, if you want to get a leverage trading, three exchanges I use and trust are BitGet, BingX, and CoinCatch. BingX, you can do up to 150 times leverage. CoinCatch is no KYC, great option if you're in the States. If you want to sign up to those exchanges, all those links are pinned in the first comment and description. If you want to learn how to trade on BitGet, how to open a long, a short, set of stop loss, adjust your stop loss, trigger orders, all that, you can watch this tutorial video. I cover all of that. I'll put a link up to it now if you want to check it out. So let's cover these key levels. Guys, also I keep you updated in Discord daily, if not hourly, covering patterns we're in, and basically just going through these charts and showing how to play them. If you want to get access to Discord and these live charts, specifically this chart, this is probably the most important chart I have. If you get access to these charts, they are live, they play out live, you can watch them on your phone, on your computer, but you will have access to this chart and you will know when we cross this ring. Again, when we cross this blue ring, you want to buy in, you want to go long because price is going to go parabolic. I am having a special for the next 3 days. If you pay with the USDT, if you pay for 2 months, I will give you a third month free. If you pay for 4 months, I will give you 2 months free. So pay for 2, get 3, pay for 4, get 6. But you need to email me through the website, take advantage of that special. That's the USDT only. And if you don't get access to Discord, you need to email me after you sign up. So let's break down this chart, guys. So look, your first resistance level, as I said. So I told you to long 57K, watch for daily open above this point. It did, it played out. We pushed up to our macro resistance from 65,833. So that is your current strongest resistance level right now. You can see we are now holding above the center Bollinger Band on the daily right here at 63,400. So that's your current support right now. If that holds, you know, the next point to long to or take profit would be 65,864. That's next daily candle open. If we get above 65,864 and that becomes support, the next resistance level above, the point you'd want to open short, is up around 69,000. As you can see, and I covered this in the previous video, again, this has been a very key support and resistance level. You see, we just tested that and got a rejection. So if we get above 65,864, you can see this blue trend line has been a lot of support, flipped as resistance, flipped as resistance. You can see these two lines converge right at around 69K. This is a fib channel line right here. You see this fib channel line, it's been support and resistance. You can see the confluence, they intersect right at this point. So that is a lot of resistance. So if we got above 65,800, be bullish up to 69K. 69K be the point to open a short. That being said, if we hold above 69K and that becomes support, we will be very close to crossing this blue ring. And as I said, we have never crossed one of these blue rings without getting a pump. So we know if we cross this blue ring, we are going parabolic. That being said, your next key support level, so if we break below the center Bollinger Band on the daily at 63,300 around that area, your next key support level to open along, a lot of support down here around 59,300. If that breaks, your next key support level too long is around 57,300. But if those levels start becoming resistance, your next critical, your most critical support level is going to be around 55,400 down to 54,200. If this becomes resistance at any point, we get below 55,400 to 54,200. If those become resistance, if price starts dropping and we get below these levels and we hold as resistance, we know we have a lot more downside. Right now I'm just giving you swing trading targets, but pretty soon Bitcoin is going to have a big move. It's going to be one direction or the other. I'm just giving you the key levels to pay attention to know which way we're going to go. We know that 65,800 is your critical resistance. You get above that, long up to around 69K. If we get above 69K, that's confirmation we will be crossing this blue ring soon, and off to the moon we go. If we continue down, well, you have your next support level too long, 59,300. A lot of support levels below. We have very strong support, but again, I just want to make it very clear. If at any point 55,400 to 54,200 becomes resistance, that's confirmation for me. You want to hold your short and ride this because we have a lot more downside. This is the H1 chart, and as I mentioned in that previous video for Confluence, and notice, and I did cover this in Discord as well, I said this was your support level. Notice we kept coming down, we tested it, we got rejected up at these, and I told you that that was your resistance level if you want to open a short. But notice we pushed back down, we found support around 57K, and then you can see that next level above, right? We started holding above 58,687. That became support. We pushed up from there. So you can see, and I do keep you updated in Discord about patterns we're currently in. You can see we broke down from this pattern. This was your resistance of 65,400. We are right now testing. It's just a trend line, a pattern we're in. So if we get above 64,200, that would be bullish because we're breaking back into that pattern we broke down from. The next resistance level above will be right around 64,775. Again, these are just swing trading targets. The most key resistance levels above on the H1 chart is 65,800 up to 66,300. Your current key support level below is right here at 63,214. Again, that would be a point to scalp along. If that breaks, well, your next key resistance levels, your next key support levels below will be down here around 60,400 down to your next most critical resistance level, support level below is 59,200. And we know that this is your strongest support level right now is around 57,682. So those are your key levels to pay attention to on the hourly. On the weekly, and I mentioned this in the previous video as well, you can see this is the center Bollinger Band on the weekly. I'd also mentioned that the RSI was pretty low, that's why we could have some upside, and this was a critical level. The center Bollinger Band on the weekly was close to 57K. So if we drop down, that is why I'm saying 55,400, 57,000 is a very key level. If we hold, so even if price drops down to 56,500 around that area, as long as that holds and we continue to go sideways and consolidate, we're getting closer and closer to this ring. We know once we cross this ring, we are going to go parabolic. That being said, if we continue to drop and this becomes resistance, that will be confirmation that we have a lot more downside. I'd also like to point out we did get a cross on the MACD. That could be a bearish signal, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But at least you have your key levels to pay attention to. We know that if we are above 69K, that will be bullish because we will be very close to crossing this ring, which means we are off to the moon. And if we drop, well, you have your points too long, but just pay attention. If we get one hell of a drop and 55,400 to 54,200 becomes resistance, that's confirmation for me we have a lot more downside. Again, guys, if you want to get leverage trading, 3 exchanges I use and trust are BingX, CoinCatch, and BigEt. Remember, BingX, you can get up to 150 times leverage. CoinCatch is no KYC. It's a good option if you're in the States. And if you want to sign up, get access to these charts, guys, again, that special is just going to go on for the next few days. I do have tutorial videos showing you how I create these fib channels from scratch, as well as how I find these fib circles. So if you want to learn how I create these charts, if you want to sign up to my tutorials, you can access it on the website as well. But remember, guys, if you do sign up, make sure you email me through the website to get access to Discord. But do pay attention to those levels, guys. Again, I am super bullish if we get above 69K because we are very close to crossing this ring. Watch the previous video. I explained why these blue rings are so important. We know once we cross it, we go parabolic. and also showed you why these levels right here are your most crucial, critical support levels. As long as they hold, we can continue higher, but once they become resistance, we're below that point. Again, in my opinion, we're going much, much slower. Guys, that's it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.